For over 20 years, Guardsmen and reservists have been traveling to Central and South America, not for R&R, but as part of a huge humanitarian operation called New Horizons. Created by U.S. Southern Command and executed by U.S. Army South, it is a military exercise that trains hundreds of service members each year. We sent our correspondents Gail McCabe and Dr. Paul Little down to Panama for a look.
The objective of Exercise New Horizons is seeing how well combat engineers and military medical professionals perform when they're deployed outside American borders for the purpose of a humanitarian mission.
We're up to 620 so far in one day.
The backdrop is Latin America, the Republic of Panama, one of 3 countries to host New Horizons this year. The exercise is spread over 4 months and incorporates up to 1,000 U.S. military personnel. They're primarily National Guard and reservists. They represent the Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marines.
Everybody wants good training for the soldiers, and then we want to provide a good product, something that's going to enhance the quality of life.
Traditionally, New Horizons operates in the poorest regions of the land. This province, Bocas del Toro, is located on the border with Costa Rica on the shores of the Caribbean. Bocas del Toro is known for its lack of infrastructure and its poverty.
El municipio de Chiriquí Grande.
Vice Mayor Rafael Ortiz says the communities around here are low in resources. He says there aren't many jobs, and it's hard to find work, and that affects everyone in this province. The inhabitants are primarily an indigenous Indian population. Focus around here is what it takes to survive through the day. New Horizons is a mission gauged to make a difference.
I know pretty much what to expect coming out here. Little kid, with no shoes, and a lot of people have never been exposed to it. It's a big surprise. It is culture shock for them.
Plans call for a total of 3 schools and 2 clinics to be built, and more than 5,000 patients will be treated. For Panama, the benefits of New Horizons can easily be seen in the faces and on the landscape. For the U.S. military, many who volunteer for this mission, it's readiness training with payback.
Why do I do this? Because it's very rewarding, seriously.
Gail McCabe, Panama.
Meanwhile, 20 kilometers southeast of Gail's location at the tiny village of Miramar, Army veterinarian Dr. Georgette Goonan and her vet techs are running a busy animal care clinic when they get an urgent mission from the base camp commander. An Army LCU has just landed at the port with food and supplies for the task force. But the LCU captain says one of the refrigerated food containers is showing high temperature readings inside.
We are not allowed to go in the containers because, number one, they're secured and I don't have access to it unless I cut the locks. And no one aboard this vessel is qualified to inspect food, so we just leave it alone.
So the question in my mind is,
the Army Vet Corps is responsible for the safety of the Army's food supply. So Dr. Goonan and Specialist Priscilla Namutebi take a look. They calibrate their equipment using a thermometer immersed in an ice bath.
Everybody knows water freezes at like 32, so you're going to read 32 on that. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. Get it as close to 32 as possible before I can actually go to use it on any kind of product in aquaponics.
Okay. So this is kind of a field expedient calibration, huh?
Yes. Actually, pretty much on any one you do, either the field or back in garrison, you always have to have one of these. So.
Then Namutebi crawls inside for a look. It's good news. The inspection finds all the food still frozen and in good condition. It's the ship's thermometer that's bad. All in a day's work for the Army Veterinary Corps. Dr. Paul Little, Chiriquí Grande, Panama.